Yo, I got a 52-second homework assignment for you. 52 seconds, 52-second homework assignment. I want you to listen to that Little Yachty, the song called Boom, featuring Ugly God. Is off Lil Boat 2. Fits everything that goes with the trap rap culture and the turn up culture. But what I want you to pay attention to in those first 52 seconds is how strong the energy builds up. This is what the new generation comes on the scene understanding. You know what I mean? Rap is rap. So you know that on the main scene, people are only going to talk about one of three things, you know, unless you Kendrick or Cole. But outside of that, you know, you're going to be talking about what you're talking about. But check out the energy, though. Like how the energy builds up in relationship to the bass and how the beat drops. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this is for more experienced people. And it's like, well, more experienced how? When you're referencing a Little Yachty track. Trust me, this is about metaphysics and it's about raising your energy levels. Now, if something about that song in those first 52 seconds doesn't charge your energy up, then you may have to do more meditation. And you might be in a more bitter heart space than you may realize right there on the surface. As I passed the neighbor, I thought they left already. But Little Yachty. Boom. And it's just like, in the first 52 seconds, he might have said boom, like maybe like just yelled it in the background and in the foreground, like maybe like 10, 15 times a piece. With like triplet rhymes in between those spaces. And after each triplet, he just gets more and more hyped. All the young folks know the song already, but folks like me that's in their 40s and all of that, you know, we don't know what's going on for real like that. But when you do put an unscrutinizing eye on things and just be like, the energy is a high currency too. And that's just a song amongst many, because when you're putting it through that lens, and remember, see past the words for those of that are mature. Look right past the words and look smooth into the energy. Now, am I telling you to choose this as a genre to listen to? Not unless it resonates with you, because it's really for the kids. It's really for the kids. That's for everybody like 25 and under. That's who that music is really for. But in that, somebody that's like 35 and up can still get an energetic boost from that, because we remember how we was when we was teenagers in our early 20s. We remember that energy. We remember our voices was just as high as theirs in the background. We was just, you know what I mean? For real. Like we would have been rapping exactly like they was rapping if everything was switched around. But we just happened to come up in the Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep era and all of that. So we was all sounding like them. You know what I mean? Because that kind of hip hop was on the main stage. It wasn't too much turning up yet. It was like, I think there was only like Luke. It was like Luke and his team. Were they the 95 South Boys? Or is that a different group? But, you know, parts of the South that had that going on, like a couple of t-shirt crews and whatnot. And then in other parts of the South, they were going into the soul, like doing soul samples and soul music. You had your Dungeon Family energy. See, I came up in that. The turn-up scene wasn't here yet. We were getting the predecessors of turn-up. So for us, the birth of the triplet rap came from Bone Thugs and Harmony. And that coming from Freestyle Fellowship, which was the group before Bone Thugs and Harmony. But, you know, there was probably groups before them that were spitting triplet flows too. So I'm not going to act like it didn't exist. I'm not going to act like I wasn't a fan of what I'm hearing now, because I was, even though it was the difference that it was under Eazy-E's production. That was the only difference. It was under Eazy-E's production. There's just as much singing. There's just as much spitting. The subject matter is basically the same. You know, and don't get me wrong. With context to the different eras that we're in, we're still being relative to our age, but this stuff matches. We're really still in the same spot. So there's gems to glean from these things. So when you're listening to music, no matter what comes on, you know, just put another set of ears on it. Like, okay, we know what they're gonna say, but how do you feel? How do you feel when the energy goes out? How does it make you feel? Does it make you swag up when you were feeling like depressed a little while ago? Because if it does, that's good. No matter what the music is about. If it raises your vibration, yeah, use it. For some people, only classical music does that. Mozart, Beethoven. For others, you got to hear a little Yachty. For others, you got to hear the Wu-Tang. For others, they got to hear the Delphonics. For others, they got to hear the Weeknd. But all of music is amusing, and musing, to muse, simply means to think. That's the etymology behind the word muse. So when you're listening to music, music itself is the soundtrack to thought. With all of the music, the instruments, the beat drops, what it does is it gives you the energy. It kind of scores the lyrics. So that's the theme music, the theme sounds that gives the meat and bones, the temper and the energy to whatever kind of music you're doing or whatever kind of flow that you have. Because you can be flowing about turning up, but based on how the music sounds, that turn up can be for a crowd of people that want to come in there and wave glow sticks and, bounce around beach balls throughout the crowd, laser show. And, when they go home is back to getting $10,000 a month playing whatever online tournament game. That crowd with the same turn up. But then if you change the music, you darken the bass lines, you make those piano lines gritty. Now it's for folks that's riding around with the Draco on them. The same song, if you just change the music and change the way it sounds, the same song will apply to both skins. So it's really about energy in this realm of more materialized thought. So it's Super T Sigma of Sigma Programming. Again, I open up the opportunity for you to just give that new hip hop like a few seconds or whatever. You know what I mean? Just see how it feels. You know what the words are. Don't judge them for the words. You can't be big on the main stage unless you talk about three things. So don't judge them for rapping about that same stuff over and over again. It ain't even them that's telling them to do that. That's what the A&Rs and the labels actually want them to talk about. So please, don't judge the babies. So Super T Sigma of Sigma Programming, I thank you for your time and attention. You already know reaching is teaching. Namaste. Know yourself for yourself. If it takes 1 million videos to get 1 million views, so be it. In the meantime, continue to vibrate high, people. Peace.